Welcome to the Glass House, the program that asks the question, do you think the TV executives who are paying all that money for the miner's amazing story will be pissed off when the cameras roll and they say, it was dark for ages? And then we met Koshi. Where's the cheque? More news than the angry love of rugby league this week. George W. Bush has revealed his finest moment in more than 5 years as president, hooking a 3.5-kilogram fish in his own lake. That's because he didn't have to bomb the crap out of its entire country to catch it. And it was so much more fun than the several hours a week he has to spend pretending to work in the big white building. Funny thing is, George doesn't even like fish, but he's heard they're a good source of oil. Here at home, you can now buy a board game based on the life of infamous criminal and even more infamous children's author, Mark Chopper Reed. The object is quite simple, to get your ears back. Chopper the game is an underworld version of Monopoly, except instead of buying property, you just threaten the owners until they give it to you. You start at the dole office, this is true, then visit brothels, stand over other crims, get busted, go to jail, then finally make your way to Tassie. The winner is the first player to pull out a gun and say, time to stop playing games, eh? Where's the cash, you dog? In Tokyo, cinema audiences are not only watching a new Hollywood movie, smells synchronised to particular scenes are wafting from special machines in the back row. The New World stars Colin Farrell as a colonial soldier who's saved from execution by a Native American princess. I think I'm starting to get a whiff of it already. But smells linger. What if you went to see Pride and Prejudice, but the cinema still smelt like the previous session at King Kong? And 5 words, Sharon Stone, Basic Instinct 2. Congrats! Oh. Hello. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ew. Local news, wilting Matilda. The annual Eye on Australia report has found more and more of us think we're not having as much fun as we did 2 decades ago. Nearly 2/3 of people said they're not having as much fun as they did in 1986. Ah, yes, 1986. What a great year. The only nukes we were worried about were the ones Russia had aimed at us. Chernobyl had just spewed radioactive dust all over Europe. The only Middle East country the US was bombing was Libya. And it was back in the day when if you told anyone John Howard would be Prime Minister, they'd laugh in your face. Yes, those were the days. If you feel like you're not having enough fun, here's a few ways to brighten up your life. Help little old ladies across the street by creeping up behind them and shouting, "No!" Hide in a mine shaft, then call Today Tonight and say, you can have my story for free if Naomi comes down here and takes my place. Or go to a Rolling Stones concert with a bunch of friends in safety helmets and yell, "Okay!"
Okay. Hello, mate.
Not happy again, not happy again.
No.
A study's been done over in WA. Apparently dolphins don't like being stared at. Well, we'll go back to spearing you then if you like. Seriously. I mean, apparently in some tourist beach over there near Perth where the dolphins aren't turning up as much as they used to because they don't like people hanging around. Oh, they're like Heath Ledger. Deal with it, all right? You're famous. Enjoy it. Apparently less are turning up, and the ones that do turn up are having less, they're reproducing less. You get famous, you should get more sex, not less sex. Bloody dolphins give me the irrits, don't they? Give you bloody whatever, dolphins. Bloody, you know, I mean, give me a bloody, you know, other fish. I like them. Come on, dolphins! Get into it! Whatever, enjoy. I mean, you can do whatever else you want to do. Don't worry about it. Will help me out.
All right, let's get to it. Joining me, Corinne and Dave, as Rose and Stones in the Glass House tonight. From the cage on Triple M, Matt Parkinson. Medical marvel, Dr. Cindy Pan. All right, movers and shakers. First up, a new anti-sleep pill, which was designed to treat narcolepsy, is being used by more and more perfectly healthy people as a lifestyle drug. Warnie's mum might even give him one to help him slim down for the cameras. And because sleeping is cutting into his valuable rootin' time. Thank God for Warnie. There are even fears the drugs might lead to a 24-hour society where nobody ever sleeps. You know what that means? The Wiggles will be down one song as soon as Jeff gets his prescription. Experts are worried because we don't know enough about the side effects, yet some doctors are already giving it out willy-nilly. And if willy-nilly is one of the side effects, you might want to take Viagra as well. Corinne, you're a close personal friend of the Sandman. Do you like the idea of a city that never sleeps?
No, I love sleeping. I really, really love sleeping. I'm really bad if I don't sleep. I get really vague and uncoordinated and cranky. And I get like that if I'm hungry as well. Or if someone looks at me sideways. I'm just a temperamental mole, really.
I do enjoy sleeping too, and sleeping is always a joy. So, I mean, if it hits you at any time, why not enjoy it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're driving, it could be a problem, but apart from that...
That's awkward. So designated hours are probably best.
Yeah, I've fallen asleep standing up.
Have you?
Yeah, like in tutorials, like I would be so tired. I would ask a question just to keep myself awake and to prove that I was listening. And then as they were answering, I could feel my eyelids shutting, and then you start dreaming that you're awake, and then you realise you're asleep when you rock backwards and you almost
Did you have
fall
a
over.
really poor university where they didn't have chairs?
When you're doing in the hospital, like you're in these tutorials, and
because you're a doctor, of course.
Yeah, they draw
Doesn't
the
that
curtains
fill
around.
you with confidence?
Or someone telling you their problems, like, I'm really sick, and you're just going, oh, boring.
Well, I mean, everyone's fallen asleep while someone's been talking to them, haven't they?
Well, that's...
Oh,
yeah.
right. Well, yeah. I think the worry with a sleepless society is... Dave, Will, you'd be worried like me about this. As blokes, what are we supposed to do after sex?
Yeah.
There's no sleep. We're just lying there like...
You go again, bitch. Come on.
You are a temperamental mole, aren't you?
I fell asleep once when I was kissing someone, and I didn't actually know till later on.
So you woke up, yeah.
Well, I didn't realise that's what had happened.
You didn't realise? What did you think had happened?
I don't remember.
So this guy that you kissed and fell asleep while he was kissing you, was he like a zombie kisser?
Oh, he probably...
Was he like a...
I reckon he probably...
I have that vague memory. You know how just before you fall asleep you have this vague feeling, I think I'm about to fall asleep. I vaguely remember that.
The last thing I remember is him making me a hot chocolate with some blue tablets in it.
I reckon it was probably the power of suggestion. He probably just pulled this old one. And she fell asleep. Gone for all
What about as a breakfast radio person? Would this pill be? Because I mean, the thing about doing breakfast radio is sleep, constantly occupies your thoughts.
Oh,
yeah?
with this pill, I could just spend my whole life giving out icy cold cans of Coke and free T-shirts. Yeah. God, I dream of it. Yeah. No, I think this sounds really attractive. It'll be like speed, but without the euphoria. It's like, yeah, let's talk up the hard drugs in the media. That's great. Not as good as speed, OK, kids? Don't be ripped off.
Did you see in the paper this, I think last week too, there was an article very close to this where they were saying that they should stop calling speed and cocaine and stuff party drugs because it makes it sound like it's...
Too good, yeah.
Yeah.
The idea you can put people off a drug by giving it a bad name went out the window with crack, really, didn't it?
Well, yeah, or grievous bodily harm.
Yeah, well, that's what GBH is, grievous bodily harm, isn't it? And people still go, I just don't understand it. Like, ecstasy sounds at least like it might be fun,
yeah.
right? But, like, grievous bodily harm? Why do you go, oh, mate, we're going out tonight. Could you get me 2 red hot pokers down the eye of my penis? That sounds like an awesome night out.
Yeah, and things like, as far as I can understand too, grievous bodily harm does nothing except send you into a coma. Like, isn't
Some
that kind
people
of
like
what
that.
happens to some people like that?
Well,
Did you read about the
Well,
couple?
apparently you do when you're passionate.
Did you read about the couple on GBH who pulled each other's teeth out?
What? No.
Yeah.
Tell me there was 2 pensioners with false teeth.
I wish I could, Dave.
The actual, real
Pliers.
stuck
Yeah,
with
into their
pliers.
head.
Pliers.
They thought that would be fun.
No, I think they thought that would just save them money in the long term.
But I think at one stage, like about a few decades ago, there was a fashion to actually just get all your teeth pulled out and have falsies because they look perfect. But then as you get older, then your jaw shrinks.
My
it's
parents
not so
have
good.
all got false teeth, so
Really?
it's good for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mum and Dad.
They still on GBH, or are they?
They're on the pension, they can't really afford it. They just have Aspros and run around.
Our next movers and shakers are some of Australia's most experienced doctors who say the teaching of basic anatomy is so inadequate, students can't even find major organs. The whole medical profession's losing face, but they're pretty sure it's somewhere around here. Students are even getting vital organs mixed up, which has resulted in some embarrassing situations in the examination room. Open wide and say, ah, oh my God, that's hideous! Oh wait, that's not your mouth. Dr. Cindy, you know your way around a body. A doctor's learning the important stuff.
Well, I think it's not just medical students who can get stuff wrong. I mean, I heard a story about a gastroenterologist who took a
They are doctors.
biopsy. Yeah, like a specialist. Basically, he was doing a colonoscopy on a lady and took
What is for lay people out there? What is that?
It's like a scope. Like a scope is like
It's a pipe up the pooper,
flexible,
isn't it? Yeah.
Pipe up the pooper.
optic, yeah,
Pipe up the
flexible
coil.
fibre optic.
It's important not to confuse colonoscopy with Daniel Colopy, who used to be on Neighbours. Sorry, go on.
Well, apparently he thought he found a tumour and he took a biopsy and it came back from pathology as normal cervical tissue.
Oh, my God.
So they took no action, but he
So-
had this horrible thing growing.
He, so
Well,
he
no, it's a
didn't
woman.
realise that
It was a
women
woman.
had...
He was
yes, you
in
don't
the
have
wrong-
cervical tissue, mate.
Oh,
It's
OK.
all
I'm
right.
sorry, I'm not actually a doctor.
So he thought it was a man.
It was a woman.
I love that the international signal for not being a doctor is showing your hands.
You can see how dirty my nails are. I'm not ready to operate.
So colonoscopy is supposed to obviously go up
the anus.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he missed.
he found
Wrong hole.
he found what he thought was a tumour. It was normal cervical tissue. So yeah, he was actually in the woman's.
So
He wasn't like a
See? Even
Oh.
doctors make that mistake.
You know what?
Maybe the pipe just sort of dug through like a miner going through the...
Well, yeah, you mean like a
The weird thing was,
horrible-
he pulled it out and David Koch was there.
My GP, I had to go to my GP with, I had a thing like a boil at the top of what we doctors call my bum crack.
Pilonidal sinus.
Pilonidal cyst. And I went for the examination, and it was reasonably, awkward because I had to pull my pants down and show him. And he just went, I don't think he was trying to be funny, this just came out, he went, what are we looking at here? My best feature? I'm the doctor. He said that.
So some people have more than 2 holes.
Yeah, well,
Some people have the extra exit, don't they?
What, 2 anuses?
Beaconsfield style, there's 2
Well,
ways.
with the pilonidal sinus, like often, like one of the investigations is they actually put like they try and explore it to see where it leads by putting a little wire down. So it's like a bit of a hole.
where does it normally go?
Well, sometimes like
To Narnia or...?
Banana, yes.
Our favourite mover and shaker is one of the world's biggest advertising agencies, which has come up with a brilliant new campaign for a chain of Sydney aquarium shops. Placed around streets and shopping centres will be tiny flags with the chain's logo, website and the message, "Fish are nicer." And they'll be sticking out of hundreds of fake dog poos. The message, "Fish are nicer," is a reminder fish aren't as messy as cats and dogs. Yeah, well, fish may be nicer, but try putting your web address on one of their poos. A rock is also nicer than a fish, and it won't die when you take it for a walk. Australia can now lay claim to the honour of being the first country to use poo as an advertising medium. It's only a matter of time before we start putting prizes inside them, like a big, stinky Kinder Surprise. Matt, you live in a commercial world. Are these ads going to stick?
No, they're not going to work for the simple reason that people are going to see the message that says fish are nicer and they're going to think fish are nicer than shit. OK? I kind of knew that already. But I applaud this idea because it means there was a meeting where they decided they'd do this campaign and then they had an action meeting and say, you're on the team, Corinne. I'd turn to you as the head of the team and say, Corinne, number one, get your shit together. And you'd have to do that. You would have to literally do that.
Go and get my shit together.
Go and get your shit together.
Because I find weird about this, they go, fish are nice. I go, yes, but when it comes to poo, dogs don't walk around with their poo, unlike fish, hanging out of their arse for 3 or 4 hours.
My cat did once.
Your cat did once.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think what had happened was he had actually swallowed one of those red elastic bands. But all I saw was, like, I thought, my God, he's prolapsed his rectum. Like, you haven't, what do I do? And I put on a glove and I thought, like, you know, sometimes you do things without thinking. Like, like if it had been his rectum, I shouldn't have pulled it, but I
would never go to you as a doctor.
But, you know, it's just like an instinct. I just wanted to...
Sometimes you just got to pull it.
I just pulled it out and then I realised...
Probably not his rectum.
I just didn't...
And it came out.
Well, it was just, you know, those really thick red...
I know the lack of bands you're talking about, yeah.
He's obviously swallowed one and...
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't holding it onto anything because it would have gone... Bing.
Guerrilla marketing, my radio station, we do all sorts of different marketing. Someone come up there, let's put ads in urinals at football stadiums. And then they asked me, what do you do in the urinal in the football? And I said, well, I get stage fright. So there's a big photo of me up at a urinal at a stadium. It says my photo and it says, I get stage fright. And then I went to that stadium recently, Telstra Dome.
Oh, no.
And I'm standing there looking at myself saying, I get stage fright. And I got stage fright. It's just bizarre.
Lucky Cindy wasn't there. She would have gone, I'll just pull it, see what happens.
Later in the glasshouse, the Socceroos reveal their strategy for the World Cup. When the ref's not looking, switch the ball for one that won't fit through their goal. Kim Beazley looks forward to 2007. Another election, another right royal rogering.
We will be delighted participants in this.
And Alexander Downer responds to reports he's heading to Indonesia again to smooch rather a lot of bottom.
I don't have any particular objection to that.
Tonight's question on the Glass House is, what's the strangest thing you've ever put in your mouth? Let's find some answers.
I once had guinea pig for Christmas.
You ate a guinea pig, a cute little guinea pig.
It was a guinea pig type creature. I'm going with guinea pig.
Probably cockroach, yeah.
Yep. Why did you put a cockroach in your mouth?
I accidentally put it in. I was cleaning my room and then I thought it was a chocolate and then, yeah, put it in, so...
You must really love chocolate.
Oh, I love chocolates.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever put in your mouth?
I know somebody who actually used to eat compost.
That's a pretty outlandish claim. You know, what's their name?
I'm not going to say, because she'll kill me.
Is she tall?
Yes.
So it worked?
It did.
Strangest thing you've ever put in your mouth?
Cow stomach.
Called tripe, I believe, isn't it?
It was a yum cha sort of thing that we thought was beef.
Should have passed on that trolley, shouldn't you? You greedy bugger.
We were. We've been
Try everything.
Well, I was visiting my son. Got up in the morning earlier than them, didn't want to disturb them, so I made my own breakfast. Next day, I found his partner giving the cereal to the cat. I said, "Do you give cereal to your cat?" "Oh, no," she said. These are cat biscuits."
Cat biscuits?
They weren't very nice.
I've eaten snails before.
Was it in France?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I think I was trying to impress a boyfriend at the time.
Oh, really? So you thought, I'll eat snails and he'll think, wow, she'll go anywhere. Did it work?
No.
So you ended up with this guy, huh? That's getting a little weird now.
Cockroach, actually.
Did you actually eat a cockroach?
No, I was just about to. It was dead on my spoon.
Was this at a restaurant or at home?
No, it was actually at my grandparents' place.
Oh, Grandma! Was she apologetic?
Yes, she was, very much so.
She didn't say, be grateful and bloody get it down your guts?
No, she didn't.
Breaking news for famished footy fans. The great Aussie meat pie has come under the probing eye of Choice magazine. And they found ears, tongues, snouts, tendons and blood vessels are all legitimate ingredients. Yes, manufacturers have let the cat out of the bag and then put it straight back through the mincer. Dave, I'd like your help. I want you to be a meat pie.
Sure. Why not be a meat pie?
And we're going to interview you.
Beautiful.
First question, Steak and Husey, what are you made of?
What am I made of?
Yeah.
Oh, look, you know, a little bit of hair, a little bit of lip, a lot of asshole. Just like you, Will.
That's not... You're an angry pie.
Well, I'm bloody hot.
Are you hot? Because every time I get a pie at the footy, it's always hot on the outside and cold in the middle. What is that?
Yeah, it's to do with poor preparation, mate. Don't blame me. Blame the stupid chefs.
What's it feel like when someone bites into you?
Yeah, painful for a little while, but you get used to it.
So you've been eaten before?
Yeah, I believe in reincarnation.
So you got reincarnated and you came back as a pie again.
Some people have all the luck, don't they?
Moving on. Listen, I know this is going to be a touchy subject because you aren't together anymore and you did some great work together. What happened to the pasty? Can you talk about it, or is it a bit...
Oh, it does hurt a lot, you know.
Because we just don't see him around anymore. He's gone.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? I mean, you got to... I mean, the pie... Well, I don't know!
He just left without saying anything.
He
no
did,
notes,
he just
nothing.
partied.
Speaking of the various different things, what do you think of party pies?
Yeah.
Well, you know, how about doing some work? Can't be all fun.
What about the sausage roll? That's made it into rhyming slang for a goal in football.
Oh, sausage roll, you know, they're like New Zealanders, you know. It's sort of... They're there, but you don't really like them, do you?
What's it like when people put sauce all over you?
It's confronting. Yeah.
Do you have a favourite method of sauce? Do you like the little package of sauce, or do you like the big, you know, sauce thing that...
Yeah, I like to be penetrated and then squirted.
What about those people who take the lid off and eat the inside?
What? That's disgusting. I'm not an orange. Don't peel me. Treat me as a whole.
Have you heard of any horror stories, things that have happened to other pies?
Well, I know a pie that spent 7 years at a 7-Eleven. Think Guantanamo's bad.
Yes, it's time to award the coveted Glasshouse Trophy, which this week is called... The Naomi Robson Memorial Camera Chase of Shame is a woman from LA by the name of Laura Lee Medley. It seems Laura became a paraplegic a few years ago after a car accident and has filed a swag of lawsuits about her disability. But when police arrested her for fraud recently, she jumped out of her wheelchair and sprinted away. In the past few years, Laura has sued 4 different cities over injuries she claimed she sustained in her wheelchair. Sadly, the arrest has now ruined her compo claims, her credibility and her chances of competing at the 2008 Paralympics. So the trophy goes to that dirty wheeler dealer, Laura Lee Medley. She's now claiming she can't go to jail because it'd be cruel to lock up an endangered panda. Well, that's the way it is for Wednesday, May the 24th. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And let's take a look at tomorrow's headlines. According to the Daily Tally, Irish MPs skip John Howard's speech. Not like I haven't seen a leprechaun before. From the Gold Coast Bulletin, ex-hostage Douglas Wood splits from his wife. Insisted he keep the bag on his head. The Hobart Mercury says Beaconsfield miner felt like caged rat, but settled for KFC. And in the Newcastle Herald, Costello enjoys role as acting Prime Minister. revokes Howard's passport. Good night.
Join us Friday on the front line of comedy as the Chaser team take aim at politics, sport, business and the media in the Chaser's War on Everything. 9:45 Friday night on ABC.
Does the film of the Da Vinci Code live up to the book? Find out in just a few moments.
Sunday, there's more fascinating.